Hey y'all, so today I want to talk about one thing. I want to talk about Gaza, but I'm also in the end gonna kind of wrap it around and show you how it connects to the Epstein files. um, so NATO, it's getting so bad in Gaza. People are seeing images every day on their phones, on their TVs. It's starting to get to everybody, um, and people are starting to wake up. People are starting to get out and talk about it because of how bad when you see little kids that are so starved, haven't had food in so long or any nutrients at all in so long. Their bodies are so already digesting itself, it cannot even absorb the food if they had the food today. Their bodies are already way too far gone. But there has been chatter around here and there. I don't know if you've heard. I haven't heard anyone talking about it really, except one or two places. But I've been hearing from, I've been hearing officials and people around the world talk about NATO intervening in the Gaza situation, or needing to anyway. At least they need to. Intervening in the Gaza situation with boots on the ground. Like, not going to war, but getting in there. I'll explain it a little bit later on the video. Getting in there, getting things set up and established with them. That way they know things are being done and they're being done the right way, because the daily genocide that we see on our screens is fucking ridiculous. And it has to stop. Something has to be done. We have to, it's 2025. We have to stop acting like we live in a world of 1960 where everything takes forever to get done. We have computers, we have AI, we have quantum computers, we have space, come on, we can get things done just like that if we want to. We could have things turned around in Gaza in less than 72 hours. But the main reason they haven't addressed the situation officially, but NATO has said their primary function is the collective defense of its members and the maintenance of security in the Euro-Atlantic area. So basically they're saying hands off as of now. There's nothing we can do about it. If it does get involved with the crisis management, and it also it does get involved in crisis management and humanitarian assistance. But the majority of them right now are bought and paid for by Israel. The majority of NATO countries, just like the United States and Donald Trump, is bought and paid for by Israel lobbyists. And we have to get it clear that that's what it is. Just have to be honest about it, and we have to uncover this shit. They're worried it would cause internal fighting with NATO. That's what they're worried about. They have supported a ceasefire. They have supported hostage release. They're contributing to assistance efforts, and they continue to deliver food through the World Food Program. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? They say this. Of course they support a ceasefire, but it's not happening. Everyone supports a ceasefire, and they say they're continuing to contribute when they know that there are all those trucks being blocked by Israel at the border. Not 1% of what should be making it in has made it in. And if you count the months of April, May, and June, they didn't send any food in those months. So there's 0%. And then they say, don't blame Israel. Don't blame Israel. Yeah. We have to get American Christians and Jews in the West, mainly in the West, to see this war different than they do because they see it as something that's going on that's being talked about, that has been talked about in their Bible. They really think this is the end of the world, and they think a rapture or something is about to come down and start taking people. They think this is the time for Israel to stand up and take some land and dominate or something, I don't know, and crusade. But we have to get them to separate that from Netanyahu, who is evil. This man is evil. He has started a war. He funded Hamas all before October 7th. He funded Hamas. But this is not what is going on in your Bible, people. This is not. This is an evil man with, just like over here, rich billionaires are running the world and doing what they want to. Here in Israel, in Russia, in China, in England, everywhere, in Nigeria even, and in all these countries. The leaders, the billionaires in these countries, every single country in the world, the millionaires in the poorest and the billionaires in the richest, and it's about to be a trillionaire with Elon Musk, welfare fucking queen ass. But all of the billionaires they stick together and they keep everyone else pushed down. That's all they do. But Benjamin Netanyahu is one of those people, and he is doing what he can while he can, and in the most evil of ways, before it's too late and he knows it. And he is wrapping all this in with religion and tricking and using it falsely. And I'm not even religious, and I see it. But he's getting people to think and support this effort and to see it in a totally different light than it really is, by using religion. This is not the end of the world, so just get that. These motherfuckers, they honestly believe the world is only 6,000 years old. Come on now. They believe the fucking snake came up and actually fucking bit someone, thinking about and knowing who the person was in the Bible. They believe these stories were real. Like, actually fucking real. They believe that someone rose up. I mean, I'm sorry to offend somebody if they believe that, but we have got to get a fucking reality check, because we can't be living in fucking fairy tale land, period, and running the world off of it. That's why we done separation of state and church fucking to begin with. Now we're getting back wrapped up in this bullshit. But these people these aren't religious people, actually. Donald Trump isn't. I don't know if Benjamin Netanyahu may be Jew or whatever, but he's not a real Jew, because he wouldn't be doing what he's doing if he was. So these people are not even religious. They are just using it, and they know what they can do because they're rich. These are all the rich people. They know what they're doing. They're using, lying, and just fixing to ruin the whole fucking world if we let them do it. They believe, these people, y'all believe that you can just pray the worst of problems in reality away. You can just talk to something in your mind. Talk about it, and it's going to help it. That is not fucking the case. It is not. I am sorry to fucking tell you. That does not work. There is nothing to it. And that's one of the dangerous things, because also they're the ones that are like seasoning our politics with that. And these people are preaching politics from the pulpit. Before Donald Trump, you did not hear preachers talking politics from the pulpit. It just did not happen. It was purposely not done, because they know it will ruin everything. It's ruining religion. So people in the future want to look back and see why the Christians are no longer, no one wants to be a Christian anymore. It's because it's been polarized, and it's either you are or you aren't, and that's how it's always going to be. There is no more, you can save yourself and all this. Nope. Nope, you're on the other side. You're the evil. You're the most evil. It's going to ruin your religion. If you let this fucking politics shit get all up in it, you need to keep it separate. Because it is not intertwined. American Christians that are MAGA have been fooled, and they will never see it. They never will. And this sick-ass GOP planned all of this shit ahead of time, too. Before their main man, Trump rots, falls over and fucking dies, before that happens, they have to make sure they know who is in line and who is going to be the next daddy. And so they're already, you can just watch the plan fold out. You know what they have to do because you know what you would do if you were in that situation. But really, these people have access to data, computers, technology, and things like subliminal messaging, and people don't believe me, but they do. Subliminal messaging, flash things on the screen that your fucking face doesn't even, your eyes don't even recognize, but your conscious does, and it makes it believe that shit. All this Russian bots and all this shit, subliminal messaging, all of it is real. All that shit is real. But they're trying to figure out who the next one to fall in line because they have to have an agenda, because all they worry about is winning, power, influence, and controlling every fucking body else and having everything for themselves. That is all they worry about. So in Australia, over the weekend, there was a huge protest with over 90,000 people there, but I think there was way more. I think probably like 120,000. I've seen the crowd. It's huge. But they were protesting because of the genocide going on in Gaza. And like I said, people are beginning to wake up. And it's, Israel only has so many days left before everyone has to do something. So, Israel told everybody their plan from the beginning. They were going to obliterate the whole fucking place. They have leveled the entire fucking country. Everything that people had is gone. Everybody. 2 million people. But it's an active strategy for Israel to kill as many and as fast as possible. That's why you see all these videos of IDF firing into crowds of people who are just trying to come up and get some fucking watery flour or flowery water to take home and drink and cook, maybe. They're not even getting food, they're just getting flour. Living on flour, and they don't even have enough flour. They have ate the trees. All the trees are gone. People have ate all the trees. People have ate all the grass. Anything of nutrients is gone. People have ate all that shit. Animals gone. Everything gone. People have to eat it. And they're still dying. They want to kill at least 100 people a day at fake humanitarian aid sites. They want to kill at least 100 people every single day with that, doing that shit. And that's the kids too. They're killing everybody. They don't care. They just don't discriminate. They shoot into the crowd and they just kill everybody. Kids, everybody. Then they go wrap their bodies up and throw them in a fucking pile and don't give a shit about them. Period. Glad it's done. Glad it's over with. That many less. Have to do tomorrow. Get back to work. But Benjamin Netanyahu and the billionaires have subliminally and many other ways, dehumanize these people already to where the majority of the population of Israel doesn't see it how it actually is. They see it as killing somebody, an existential threat, some animals that are going to come and get them and their kids. That's what they are. They see them as animals, and they have been programmed by Netanyahu and the rich oligarch billionaires around him to them to believe that. But the UN could invoke Chapter 7 and go into Gaza, secure humanitarian aid sites to distribute the aid after they force Israel to stop blocking it at the border with over 6,000 trucks a day. Day by day, we have more outrage, though. Now, an ex-Mossad has came out and called this a genocide, a daily genocide, someone who is in Israeli intelligence. And a former Israeli prime minister has come out and said this is a genocide also. So day by day, more and more people are actually coming out and acknowledging this. And this isn't the only story we can follow at one time. You can think about more than one thing and solve more than one thing at a time. But it's connected to the Epstein files because of Mossad. Like I just said, Mossad has blackmail on Donald Trump. Russia has came out recently and said Russia said Israel is not the only one with dirt on you, Donald Trump. And if you don't want it exposed, I guess you calm down. But when Marjorie Taylor Greene comes out and says this is a genocide in Gaza, you know that something's wrong. You know something's wrong. And also, it's a sad thing, too, that Marjorie Taylor Greene is showing more leadership on this issue and speaking out and talking about it more on this issue with just talking about it once and bringing it to the news. Look at one tweet is all it took from her, and it's talked about all over the news. None of these Democratic leaders, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, none of them have done it one time to get it put on the news. Zorhan Mandami has done it, and he's been on the news. These people are bought and paid for by AIPAC. Israel lobbyists bought and paid for. They zip their motherfucking mouth shut. But when she's showing better leadership than the Democratic establishment in Washington, that is really bad. We have some world leaders recognizing Palestine as a state in recent days too, such as Canada and I think Ireland. There's a couple more. But they're recognizing them as a sovereign state, and that will have to happen. It will. It would involve a creation of an independent and sovereign Palestine state alongside Israel, with both nations living in peace with security. With fucking security. Israel, you cannot come in here and do this, or we will stop you. For that to happen, though, we have to stop Israel and send their ass back home, force Hamas to release all the hostages, full and unimpeded humanitarian aid to the people of Gaza, the kids of Gaza, the women of Gaza, everyone, the men of Gaza, everyone of Gaza, uninterrupted, unimpeded, period, no questions asked. Israel, it's not up to you. These people need their shit. And a commitment from all parties to a negotiated settlement. We have to make sure Israel refrains and has to agree to that shit too. And they have to stick to it. They cannot be the exception to break the fucking rule, period. I think Israel's going to forever want that land, though, and the West Bank, and honestly, as much as he can, to call his holy land, period. He is that evil. The more influence, the more dominance, the more power, the more all this, the better he is, and the more he makes it. They are dangerous as a country with Netanyahu as their leader. And we have to cut AIPAC, and the U.S. and other countries should do the same too. So they don't have any influence to keep them over there and keep them dominant and keep them doing what they're saying. Your country should be your number one main concern. You should not be worried about what the fuck Israel is thinking. Us, anybody else. Well, it's connected to Epstein, like I said, which is another story we talk about at the same time, because of Benjamin Netanyahu's blackmail with his intelligence agency, Mossad. That's why Donald Trump can't stop. That's why we can't do what we should do and put our foot down, stop supplying Israel with the weapons that are killing people in Gaza, because our weapons going over there and doing it. We're sending them money. We're basically funding everything. Netanyahu just has the supply of the men because he's the rich man over there. So Donald Trump, the rich guy over here, is supplying all the funding and weapons to the rich guy over there, who can supply all the men, who he don't give a fuck about. He don't care about one of them, and have them die. But the ones who don't will get him what he needs. Well, that's it for today. So remember to like, follow, and I recently got banned from TikTok, and I don't say anything different on TikTok than I do on here. So tell me if you think I said anything that would get me banned on any of my videos, because I have officially been banned from TikTok, I guess forever. But remember to like and follow me here on YouTube. See you guys.